So hello and welcome back to Gumanee's Coins and Banknotes, and today we have a $5 banknote from Hong Kong, and this is part of the larger series of banknotes that were issued in Hong Kong. And at the time there was only 4 denominations that were issued by the HSBC. There were 5 denominations all up because the government issued the $1 banknote up until 1960 when they changed it to a coin. And then we have the larger $10 banknote. So if you want to compare it with the current Hong Kong banknote, we have the $20, which is the second smallest, so $10 is the smallest. And as you can see, the $5 is quite a large banknote that was in circulation. Now I'll talk about the $10 banknote in its own video. Now there are 2 versions of this banknote with only minor changes in the detail. So up until 1938, the chief cashier or chief accountant, they had to sign the actual banknote themselves. And in 1941, they changed that to a printed signatures, as we can see here. And also another change in 1941 was you got the serial numbers on the front. On the back, which we don't have them here, you used to have serial numbers up the top. So you had 2, 1 on left and right, and down below 1 on left and right. In 1941 they took this off because what's the point of having so many serial numbers on a banknote? But they kept the design the same pretty much. Okay, now this 1946 series has 2 different prefixes for the actual serial number, serial prefix. So this has the single letter, but they also have a letter which is A and B over H. So all these divided prefixes are over H because that provided enough print run for the actual banknote. So the other banknotes had different letters going over it, like the $10, which had a lot more banknotes. They had M over H, and this one has W over J. And the earlier banknotes also had the single letter prefix. So let's have a look at what this banknote design consists of. So here we have Ceres, which is a Roman god. Well, some people think it's that. I reckon it's just an allegorical feature of a person who's supposed to represent probably Britannia. So, but we're not too sure what the female images are like. She's supposed to represent? I reckon she just represents the United Kingdom. Then in the background we have, I'll take it out of the paper because okay, in the background we have this nice geometric pattern. Looks like something you'll get off a probably in a church or a cathedral somewhere. Then we have the coat of arms. So the coat of arms United Kingdom has, so we have the lion and the unicorn because the British Empire's mythical thing. We have the separation in the shield. So we've got England, Scotland and Ireland. It doesn't have Wales. And here we have ships and a dock. So that would represent an overseas territory for trade. And as you can see, it looks like the 4 on both sides is a different type of font. Could be different, or it could be just the way it's been printed. Anyway, then we have the watermark, which is a Roman soldier, has a nice Roman helmet. Not too sure what the helmet style is, but there's various styles of Roman helmets that you can look on numerous stuff. We have Shanghai Bank Corporation, also in Chinese as well. We have the denomination $5, man in Cantonese. I don't know what it would be in Mandarin. something like that anyway. Then, so most of the Chinese on here is just the denomination and the actual banknote. On the other side, we have the second building of the HSBC. So this building was first designed, where's the article? In 1886, and it was demolished in 1934. So it's, oh, that would be 92 years it's been demolished. Really? If you go to Wikipedia, you can actually find good images of this type of building. And then you've got the watermark again. In the background, we have a lot of coloration. So they start to introduce a lot of different color. And it looks like it's got micro printing as well. It's a bit hard to see. So as you zoom in, it looks like it might not be micro printing, but it also could be. Anyway, if we go up, we just got denomination again. This one's a little bit dirty. And here we have, now this actually looks like series itself. Or it could be an angel. But anyway, I would say it's a cross between Roman and Christian mythology. So that's actually quite nice. And a closer building. Now there is this photo in Wikipedia with the building, and this is looking towards the coast. So the main entrance is on the other side of this building, which just opens up into a large garden area. So you can see it's got a lot of colonnades, and they have this, looks like a bell tower up the top. I'm not too sure what it is. Anyway, and this one was printed by Bradbury and Wilkinson, and it's made in the United Kingdom. So what you'll be paying for one of these banknotes is probably a minimum for a lower grade one than this of $50. This banknote itself is probably worth at least $150, so they're not a cheap series to get. They are a bit harder to get than the $10 banknote. This seems to be the most common to get. And the two other denominations that we issued alongside this were the $100 and the $500, and you'll be paying at least $200 to $300 for a pretty crappy one of those as well. Anyway, hope this helps you with your banknotes and coin collecting. So the $5 HSBC, 1946, yeah, quite a nice banknote, and I was surprised to actually get this for my collection. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.